So 38,000 people applied for my series of The Apprentice, and it was actually the final Young Apprentice. It was absolutely like life-changing. So you went for an interview and I judged myself and it was like, I'm never going to get on. Everybody, there were a guy in the interview whose parents bought him a vinegar factory for his 16th birthday. And I'm sat there thinking, I earn like £150 a week, I don't have a cat in hell's chance. And I actually, you know, moved into the Apprentice house, you know, in Hampstead Heath, in like a massive 16-bedroom house with all these people. And I'm sat there thinking I really do not stand a chance, whereas actually judging myself sort of put me on a bad foot, because then I went ahead and won, and I realised it's not about where you come from or even how you speak, it's about where you're going and how much you want it. I judged myself because I thought, you know, I didn't get A stars, my parents hadn't got loads of money, but I managed to win. And I think it's the northern accent that definitely stood out. I think what made me succeed so much in The Apprentice is actually the skills that I'd learned whilst doing an apprenticeship. So things like being able to look eye to eye with an older person and speak to them as if you're on the same level, being able to be confident, being able to work as a team, and actually to be able to step back and assess the situation before you just chuck your 10p's worth. And that's all the stuff I'd learnt actually while doing an apprenticeship, so that put me on, you know, a step forward whilst then filming The Apprentice. So I do several different things now. One of my main interests and my main passion is working with young people. And I do so in doing residential trips, doing motivational speaking in schools, and I also work for the National Enterprise Challenge, and then also, obviously now also with 3As. And it's just getting the message across is actually I didn't start with a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't start, you know, with loads of money, and I've never been given everything. I've had to work hard for it. And if I can do it, then all these young people can as well. And I think it's just having a role model, whereas actually, you know, it's like, oh, she's only 3-4 years older than me. If she can do it, I can as well. I experienced a bad apprenticeship provider firsthand. So my first year's apprenticeship was not a very positive experience. You know, it actually knocked my confidence massively. It was the employer and the apprenticeship provider as well. I didn't really receive any support from them. And a lot of general feedback I get is actually they're let down by apprenticeship providers and some colleges and whatever else. And actually speaking to some of, you know, the 3As, you know, apprentices themselves, you get your support, you get your traineeship, and you get the experience that you need before they place you with an employer. And I think that's massive, because, you know, some apprenticeship providers shove them in, get the funding and just wash their hands. You know, from my experience so far, it's been a very hands-on service, and you're there for backup. And that's needed from an employer's perspective and an apprentice's perspective as well, and you guys offer that, and not everybody else does.
12 candidates. 1 winner. Lord Sugar's search for his young apprentice is over.